Hello and welcome to everyone for our June free community tapping circle for the personal peace procedure. I'm Amanda Wonderland and I will be your guide today as we tap on hypervigilance around others. I have chosen this topic because I was previously living alone and didn't have to worry about anyone around me, and now I have moved in with my beloved and I've noticed it's back. There are moments where I'm worried, oh gosh, are all of his needs met? Is he happy? What do I need to do to make sure? And there's this extra sense of pressure now that I'm living with someone. So I chose this topic very selfishly. And I also know that it resonates with a lot of people in this community. So I thought it could be very appropriate today. So we take personal responsibility for our own mental health and well-being in this tapping circle, and we also focus on specific events, honoring the personal peace procedure, which was invented by Gary Craig, one of the founders of EFT, which allows us to process one by one the upsetting events in our past and our memories so that we can eventually achieve emotional freedom. So for those of you that are here live, I will put into the chat one more time our personal peace procedure worksheet, just in case you showed up a little after I put it into the chat. So you can go ahead and start thinking about your specific event when you felt the need to assess the room, the energy in the room, the people in the room, when you felt the need to anticipate their needs or anticipate their behavior. It can definitely happen when we were raised with unpredictable caretakers, and you never know whether they're going to be loving or spiteful or angry or withholding or any of those things. And so it just kept us on high alert, and our nervous systems were wired for that. And we can carry that into our adulthood. And it can also show up as us wanting to disappear sometimes, or become quiet, or become small in order to not become a target of their emotional dysregulation. So if any of that helps you get a little bit more specific on an event that may have happened recently or in further back in your past, then hopefully that will help you there. Okay. So first, I would love to just do a little bit of grounding now that we're all here together. And we're going to just start by getting our fingers moving a little bit, just moving some energy into the fingers. And we have these really wonderful meridian end points in our fingers. And when I'm in a public place and it's not so kosher to maybe be doing this at the dinner table or whatever, one of my favorite things to do is just the finger hold. So I just grab right around where the nail meets the skin, right at the nail bed. And there's really only one point on either side, but I like just grabbing, except the ring finger. The ring finger actually has points on both sides, but I like just holding and breathing. You can do this under the table. You can do this simply in your lap. People play with their cuticles and nails all the time. No one would ever know that you're dysregulated and trying to calm yourself. So we'll just move from the thumb to the pointer finger and just squeeze gently. Taking nice, full, gentle breaths and allowing yourself to settle into the space here, into this caring community where we exercise unconditional positive regard for one another and for ourselves. So we move on to the middle finger, just pinching either side there and taking a nice, full, gentle breath. And with each breath, seeing if you can move it further and further down into your belly. So you may find that you're breathing up into your chest, and we want to move that down so that our diaphragm is doing the breathing. And then onto the pinky finger of whichever hand you're on right now. And let's do the other hand. So just move on to the thumb of the other hand, pinching either side. Nice full breaths. I read an article about this finger hold recently that advises that you can do it for 2 minutes each finger. 1 minute each finger feels like a long time, but depending on your level of dysregulation, you may just need that. For today, we're going to do it for a breath, maybe a couple of breaths. And then we'll move on to the middle finger. And the ring finger. So we're getting that triple warmer point here, which we tap when we do our 9-gamut procedure. Really nice energy stir up point, just to let the body know, oh, we're going to do some rearranging of energy in here. We're going to resettle our energy in a whole new way. And then we'll go to the pinky finger. Nice, full, gentle breath. Okay, good. And now you can just relax your hands in your lap. Just notice how your body feels after doing that quick grounding exercise. Good. Okay. So if you haven't begun to fill out your worksheet, go ahead and take a moment to do that. If you start to feel triggered at all, just remembering the event, you always have your sore spot here, just to rub that neurolymphatic pad in between your heart and your armpit, deciding which event feels like it wants to be worked on most today. And then we start by giving it a SUD, a subjective unit of distress on the event itself. We do our beginning SUDs and then we go through the aspects. So the sensory aspects, what you saw in that moment and heard, felt on the outside of your body, smelled and tasted. Good to see you, Jane. Did you get a copy of the worksheet in the chat? Okay, good. Just wanted to make sure. Good. So happy that you're here. Lovely. All right. So let's focus on that specific event where you felt like you had to be hyper vigilant. You had to assess and anticipate and adapt to other people at the expense of your own authenticity. And for those of you that are new to this group, it is a very interactive group. So at some point, I will ask you to let me know how you're doing. I will start to use your specific words as well. And just becoming aware that a lot of this is learned behavior as well. A lot of this is very trained into us by not only nature, we may have inherited it in our DNA, but nurture as well. So my event is for no reason last week. We had finished eating dinner and I still felt like I needed to be on, like my partner hadn't had enough food. I need to make sure he has a dessert. I need to refill his water. Silly things like this. He's a grown man, he can take care of himself. But I was raised with women who waited on their husband's hand and foot and never were allowed to sit down. And the husband stayed in recliners all day long while the women brought the food and picked up the plates. And so that's what I was raised with. And that's what my body thinks I'm supposed to do when I'm in partnership, especially living with someone. So that's why this topic is so personal to me. It's a very recent event as of last week. And I remember that feeling in my body. And thankfully, I just took note of it. This is new. This is something that's still in there. Not new, it's old, but it's new for me to notice as a result of now sharing a space with someone. And it's so worthy of our time and attention and acknowledgement and tapping. So that's what we're going to do. Looks like everybody is almost done writing. If you're not, that's okay. You can continue. We are going to go ahead and just get started though by tapping on the side of the hand. We're going to do our best right now to just return home to our body, to our intuition, and to our trust that we are enough right here, right now, regardless of what the people around us are going through. My goal and intention at the end of this session is to have a healthy separation, a healthy sense of emotional responsibility. This is what I'm responsible for. This is what they're responsible for. So that's my intention. If you'd like to set your own intention, I encourage you to do that as well. So just let yourself arrive here just as you are. Notice your breath, notice your body. And notice if there's a part of you that's already on alert. Maybe already scanning the room and the energy and the people, even in this safe space. And without judging it, just notice it. What is that part trying to protect you from? And can you give it permission to soften? Just a little bit, knowing that you're in a circle of care right now. All right, so repeat after me. If you can do it out loud, I highly recommend it. And if you need to change the words, that's absolutely essential for this powerful tool to be as effective as possible for you. Nice full breath. Even though I feel hyper aware of others, what they think, what they feel, how they might react, I honor the part of me that learned to survive this way. Even though I'm constantly scanning for danger in the room, the energy, or the people, I deeply honor how wise and alert my body has had to be. And even though part of me is always preparing, anticipating, and over adapting, I'm open to the idea that I don't have to live this way anymore. And then let's go to the top of the head. This constant scanning, eyebrow, who's safe and who's not. Side of the eye, what are they thinking about me? Under the eye, how are they feeling? Under the nose, what's the mood in the room? Under the mouth, I'm always reading it. Collarbone, I can't seem to relax. Under the arm, always bracing, always preparing. Top of the head. This vigilance kept me safe. Eyebrow. I used to need it to survive. Side of the eye. Maybe there was danger. Under the eye. Unpredictable people. Under the nose. Explosive emotions. Under the mouth. Too many unknowns. Collarbone. So I learned to stay on guard under the arm. That was wisdom. That was instinct. Let's go to the wrist points here. So just tap your wrists together. Take a nice full breath. Switch sides. And just say, that part of me deserves gratitude, not shame. Good. Let's move to the side of the hand. Even though I feel like I have to stay alert, even in safe spaces, I'm ready for a new story. And just tune into your body now. Maybe grab a sip of water if you have it here. I'm just doing 1, 2 initial rounds to acknowledge the hypervigilance, to validate it, where it came from, to honor the part that learned to survive, that learned to adapt. Just notice if anything's changed in your body. Before we move into our specific event, let me just check the chat really quick. I think I saw something. Thanks, Richard. I found my man friend. I attracted my man friend. Yes. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I think it's not for the faint of heart, these relationships that we have in this life. Like truly, they mirror back to us where we still need healing. And I'm so grateful for that. So I am really grateful that I experienced hypervigilance last week. Yes, Kelly, I noticed lots of yawning. Good sign you're moving things. Very good. And lots is coming up. Core emotion of being surprised is being surprised at what is coming in. Okay, sun has gone up. Good, we're doing the work. We're doing the work. Now let's get into that specific event. So I'd love for you guys to just bring yourself there while regulating, either rubbing your sore spots or finding your favorite spot. Sometimes it's nice just to rub your wrist. One of my favorites is just kind of getting the sore spots or the collarbones and rubbing the 9 gamut at the same time, whatever feels good for you. Getting a double whammy as we go into that specific event. So take yourself to where you were, how old you were, who else was around you, what was happening, what was being said, what was being done, how that felt for you, the meaning you may have made of it, the beliefs that may have been implanted as a result of this. And now we'll take some time to tap on that specific event. Side of the hand. Even though this event caused me to take responsibility for others' emotions. And change that to whatever makes sense for you. I'm open to reclaiming my freedom as a separate being. Even though I learned in childhood that I wasn't safe to relax around others. It's entirely possible that this is no longer my truth. And even though my nervous system sometimes remains on high alert, I give my body permission to breathe and settle into calm. Good. Now let's go to the top of the head as you repaint that picture for yourself. So we're remembering it, we're not reliving it. Sometimes it's nice to imagine it on a screen in front of you, or maybe as if it happened to someone else, just to give yourself a little safety and distance. What did you see in that moment? And move to the eyebrow and think about what you may have heard in that moment. And side of the eye, what you may have felt on the outside of your body in that moment. So maybe the temperature, your clothing, if you held something in your hand, if someone pulled your hair, any of those types of things. And under the eye, what you may have smelled in that moment. Really painting that picture for yourself. Under the nose, if there was something you could taste in that moment. Engaging all five senses. Under the mouth. And how did you feel in that moment? What emotion is there? Collarbone. How did that feel inside your body? Where does that emotion live? Where does it live now, if you can't remember back then? Under the arm. What may you have thought in that moment? So, what's your cognitive aspect here? What was your thinking? I love watching your reaction as you move through. Beautiful. Now let's go to the top of the head and just throw in some testing right in the middle of this tapping circle. So now we're just going to imagine being in that same situation, having them be upset or unpredictable, and you resisting the need to disappear or rush to their rescue or doing whatever it was that you needed to do. So, what might that be like if you approach this in a healthy way? Let's relive that moment as a free, regulated person and just see what shows up in your body there. Eyebrow, allowing them their autonomy, their responsibility for their emotions and needs. As we move to the side of the eye, if it's a bit too activating for you, you can also touch and breathe here. What might it have been like if you could approach it from a different place, from a new story? Then we'll go under the eye, touching and breathing or tapping and breathing, whatever feels good here. Rewriting that story, rewiring your neural pathways right now, bringing in that contradictory experience, possibly some reparenting here. Just noticing if there's resistance without judgment. We're moving under the nose now. Under the mouth now. Collarbone. Under the arm. And let's do a little bit of nine gamut, shall we? Let's do just some eye circles here. I'm going to skip the finger points and just go straight to the triple warmer and just tap here as we continue to process and release what no longer serves us, taking a nice full gentle breath as you close your eyes. And then opening your eyes, keeping your nose pointed at me as you look hard down to the left with just your eyes. And then come back to center and look hard down to the right with just your eyes. And come back to center and then roll your eyes all the way up to the ceiling. Imagine there's a clock in front of you and slowly begin to circle your eyes to each and every number on that clock. Reaching out to that version of yourself that lived that event. Reaching out to them from a different place, a different time, a different perspective. For those of you that know me, I like to do 3 clockwise and 3 counterclockwise. So take your time switching directions once you get up to the 12 on the 3rd full rotation clockwise. Nice full gentle breaths. I learned to be hyper vigilant in order to stay safe, in order to stay loved, in order to be recognized and valued, whichever ones make sense for you. When you are done with your circles, you can let me know by switching to the side of the hand, but for those of you that are not done, please do not rush. We will all meet together. Just focusing on grounding into this moment of safety even more with each and every tap. Okay. Try saying the words, I am safe, to see if there's any part of you that says, no, you're not. Or if your whole body agrees, then we know we're making some progress. I am safe. Being me, relaxing around others. Okay. So we'll finish off with one final setup statement here. Even though I learned it wasn't safe to relax around others, I'm in charge now. I decide how I feel and how I show up. Okay, you may need to shake it out, may need to move your body, may need to do a little stretch. Do what your body says, honoring all of the energy moving around. Sometimes I like to just stir the pot a little bit, stir it up, stir it up, stir it up, and grab a sip. All right, let's check in. How you guys doing? Notice what your beginning set is compared to what your set is right now. Hopefully, there have been some shifts. There may have been some cognitive shifts. Sometimes it's just energetic shifts. Sometimes new events come up. That's what the little box is at the bottom of the worksheet for your insights that you can take to your certified practitioner or to a swap partner to continue to work on one-on-one. And let me know, because I have some juicy reframing rounds, but I never like to go too quickly into those. I want to make sure everybody's feeling good. Oh, full body chills finally went away with eye rolls. Okay. Oh, so they weren't the pleasant kind of full body chills. They were the energy move. Like, okay, gotcha. Gotcha. Good. So the SUD went up to a 7 and now it's down to a 3. That's good. Beautiful. Let's just keep tapping while we're sitting here and checking in with everyone. Just to let the energy continue to move or find your favorite spot. Good. Richard's from an 8 to a 3. Okay, so we still have, oh my gosh, you guys are all at a 3. Becky's at a 5 to a 3. So I'd love for those of you that still have a 3 there, ask that 3, what is in it? What's in you, 3? What is it that's still holding me hypervigilant? What is the fear of letting go of this hypervigilance? And I normally wouldn't do this in a group, but we're a small enough group that I'm here to support anyone if you need it. But what's the worst case scenario? If I were to give other people back their autonomy, their responsibility for their own emotional regulation and need meeting, what's the worst thing that could happen if I separated myself in that way? It's still not technically safe. Would you mind sharing a little bit more about that, Nikki? And you can feel free to unmute. Yeah.
Mine is actually more of an animal. I was bit when I was 3 years old, and I have worked with that with a practitioner. But what caught me when we first started tapping was the surprise, because it just came out of the blue. I was over looking for my brother, and it just attacked me. It threw me to the ground and it was chewing on my face. And then there was other memories that, my brother snuck in and like jumped beside the bed, but the surprise is what got me. And the fact that animals, as much as you want to, it's still not quite safe. But that's where I had to be hyper vigilant for everything, for people, for animals, because I couldn't trust them. And I think it started with the dog. And
Hmm.
I have chills again because even though I can be like, it happened. And even when my brother startled me, it was like, I wish I could have laughed. That's what I thought of whenever you asked us if you went into that room, instead of being, it's something happening. What if I could have laughed instead? And I couldn't. I think that's where I'm at. I'm at that point where it's like, not technically, because you don't know all the animals, and there are still people that don't have that kindness that should be there. And so I
Yeah.
have a tail ender that it's not technically quite okay yet.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so surprise is where the SUD is. It's in that
Yeah,
emotion of surprise. And if I let my guard down, people, animals, life is unpredictable and it could happen to me again. Okay. Thank
100%.
you.
100%.
Thank
You're
you so
welcome.
much for explaining that. Anyone else feeling that same way? So that's where my hypervigilance came from unpredictable parenting. One moment she would be very, very loving, and I could count on that. And the next moment she would be cold, withdrawn, silent, or explosively angry. So it was always like, oh, which side am I going to get right now? And just like always just kind of walking on eggshells. So does anyone else, I mean, I can see most of you right now, a lot of you right now. If is it the surprise and unpredictability? Richard, is it you too? Or
Well, no, the situation that I was thinking about was where I was actually in danger. And so I really honor the part of me that knew how to reduce that danger in that situation. Back in the early 70s, I was a conscientious objector to the Vietnam War and I was sent to prison. And so I was in a
okay.
prison situation with all these other people that have killed people in all kinds of, in the federal penitentiary. And so I
Right.
saw somebody was telling, there's about 5 or 6 of us around there, and then one guy who's pretty dangerous was telling a joke, and my instinct was I need to laugh at his joke. and that helped protect me. And so there's a part of me that
Right.
says I'm not going to pretend that I shouldn't have done that, because that was absolutely necessary in that circumstance. So that's why it's
Absolutely.
not probably going to lower to a three. If I was in that situation again, it'd be, I thought, well, the only way I could be like totally down to a zero, I'd have to be sort of like have the wisdom of Jesus or something
Right.
to know.
To
And so,
be, yeah, some kind of
yeah,
clairvoyant that could tell the future
yeah,
and know
yeah,
when things are
yeah, or
actually
something.
dangerous
Yeah,
and
yeah.
not.
So anyway,
Okay.
there that is.
Beautiful. These are such valid reasons to keep that three. And Teresa, did you want to share?
Yeah, I wanted to share.
Mhm.
I think for me, it's about if I don't whatever please you, then I will be abandoned. You will go away, and I'll be all by myself.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, and that plays out even today. But I know
Yeah.
it stems from my childhood.
Okay.
Or you won't talk to
Yeah.
me. You won't talk to me for
Right.
5 months, and you're my father. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly what I was talking about. The silent treatment can absolutely
Mhm.
make you a hypervigilant child and adult.
Mhm.
Okay. Thank you guys so much for sharing your vulnerability. I know it can be very expansive and inspiring for other people as well. Is there anyone else that wants to share before I integrate all of this into our next round? Okay. All right. Even though I'm still at a three,
And even though I'm
I'm gonna hold on to it because it kept me safe in the past. And it feels like it's the only way to stay safe now. Even though I have to please others and stay on high alert. Because if I don't, bad things happen. I may get abandoned. I may get murdered. I may be attacked. And I'm open to trusting myself to keep myself safe when the situation calls for it. Even though I may hold on to this hypervigilance until the day that I die, I deeply and completely love, honor, and accept myself just as I am. Top of the head. What if there are situations where I'm safe? Just think of three right now. If you can just think of three situations where you can let your guard down, when you're not in prison, when there are no animals around, when you can trust the person you're with will love you no matter what. And you may not have that, and that's okay. Just meeting yourself where you're at. Eyebrow. But what if? Just what if I can let down my guard every now and then? Side of the eye. I'll keep it up most of the time. I promise. Can tell this part. I promise to honor you. I will keep it up most of the time. Under the eye. But what if I could feel safer just a little bit every now and again? Under the nose. What if I could trust myself and my survival instincts to be vigilant when it calls for it? Under the mouth. And let myself relax when it doesn't. Collarbone. What if I could still have my back when no one else does? What if I could love myself unconditionally, even if it feels like no one else does? Under the arm. I'm open to this possibility, but I will not force it. Good. And then I'd love to just go ahead and read these reframes. And if they don't resonate with anyone, don't say them. Just honor where you're at. So we'll go back to the side of the hand. Even though I had to be hypervigilant in order to stay safe, I honor the younger part of me and relieve them of much of this burden now, even if not all of it. Even though my inner child has been wired to scan the room, I deeply honor how wise and alert they had to be. This one really resonates with me. Even though my little one is exhausted, I'm open to the idea that I don't have to live this way anymore. Good. Top of the head. Maybe I don't have to keep doing this. Eyebrow. What if I can tell when I'm safe? Side of the eye. What if I can trust my body to know the difference? Under the eye. It's okay to soften. Under the nose. It's okay to take a breath. Under the mouth. It's okay to be here now. Collarbone. No longer reading the whole room. Under the arm. Just feeling my body. And we'll go to the wrist now. Just checking in with my energy. Let's move to the top of the head. I am safe enough now. If that doesn't resonate, I'm open to eventually, maybe someday on my deathbed when I'm 107, feeling safe enough now, whatever you need to make that work for you. Eyebrow. I can feel the ground beneath me. Side of the eye. I am anchored in my body. Under the eye. I don't always have to disappear or adapt. Under the nose. I get to stay with me. Under the mouth. I honor my sensitivity. I love that one. I'm going to say that one again. I honor my sensitivity. Collarbone. But I no longer need to scan for danger in every interaction. Some interactions are worthy of that scanning, but not every. Under the arm. I can trust my instincts and relax my vigilance. Side of the hand. Even though it may feel like it's always been this way, what if I'm allowed to feel safe around others? and even safer within myself. Just bring your hands to your chest and just notice. There may still be some fight in there, and that's okay. We're not here to eradicate your protectors. Honor them. And let me know how you're doing, please. Oh, very nice, Nikki. Very comfortable one. Good. Our goal is not always a zero. Our goal is safety and compassion. Our goal is just to allow ourselves to feel compassion. Good, Becky. Beautiful. Beautiful. Down to a 1 as well. I am too. He's fine. He can get his own water if he needs a refill. It's not my job. Jane looks like maybe down to a 1 or maybe just an incomplete message. Let's see how you guys are doing. Feeling good. Okay, good. Awesome. We'll just do one final little bit of integration to just let the body completely absorb all of this. Notice that as I'm getting older, I'm much better at attracting safe people around me. Exactly. So I feel safer and less vigilant. So that was what came up for me. I'm in the safest place I could possibly be with the safest person. So why am I feeling hypervigilant? And that's how I knew this is still a place that needs to heal for me. But I feel so good right now. Hypervigilance is so familiar for me. You're a projector, Kelly. So I have open center. Yes, you can taste the energy around you. Absolutely. Yeah, working on reframing this, setting boundaries is so important. Absolutely. Is this my energy or theirs? Yep, that's the same for me as an MG, Kelly. Just, is this mine? Is this mine? Then that's okay. Shields up. Shields up. It doesn't mean I have to be hyper vigilant, but I can protect when I trust my instincts, when I trust my gut. All right, I'll check into the chat again in just a moment, but I'd love for us to just rest the hands on the heart or the belly or the thighs or wherever you feel good, trusting your body. And just take a moment to feel the quiet underneath the noise. Notice what shifted in your body. Maybe you still feel some vigilance, and that's okay. You're not wrong for being alert. But now you have a choice to breathe, to pause, and to come home to your own knowing, to feel safe with others without abandoning yourself. And I'd love for you to just repeat after me if it resonates. I am safe to be me. I am safe in my own energy. I do not need to monitor the room to feel okay. And you may just add all the time at the end of that. I come home to my body. I trust my present. Take a nice, full, gentle breath, just allowing that energy to settle. Good. Beautiful. Okay, before I stop recording, I do just want to say I have 3 spots left for the Personal Peace Retreat, September 9th through the 15th. 1 in a private room, 2 in a private home. Absolutely stunning location in the jungles of Costa Rica. If you'd like to learn more, please reach out to me. My email is info@amandawonderland.com, or you can check it out at personalpeaceretreat.com. So much love to everyone, and we'll see you next month.